Hello everyone. Today we will discuss here speed speed control of induction machine. And in this speed control of induction machine, mainly focused on uh, rotor resistance start method. Okay, so basically a speed control of induction machine in which we have a stator side speed control and rotor side speed control. Okay, so in stator side, first method is voltage control method. Second method is VF, variable voltage variable frequency control. And third is pole changing. Method. And fourth is stator resistance. Stator resistance. Okay, and from rotor side, first method is rotor resistance start, or rotor resistance method. Second is slip power recovery. And third is cascading. Okay, so in these methods we focused on this method. Okay, and this method is also known as speed control of slip ring rotor by using external resistance. So in general, we know that Ns equal to 120 F by P. Okay, so in this relation, our Ns is, suppose these are the constant, Ns is directly proportional to frequency. Suppose we increase the frequency of supply, our revolving field speed is changed. Okay, revolving field speed is changed means rotor speed is also changed. And next method is our Ns is inversely, suppose these are the constants, so Ns is inversely proportional to P. Okay, when we increase the number of pole, our Ns is decrease. Okay, so basically this method is not preferred because in this method we don't get a smooth rotation, smooth speed control. So in this method we don't get a smooth speed control, but in this method we get a smooth speed control, so these methods are preferred. Okay, so let's start. Next speed control method is speed control of spring induction motor by external resistance method. Okay, so basically in this method, this is your induction motor rotor. Okay, and this is the shaft of motor. This is the front side, and this is the back side of shaft. Okay, so in this shaft, we have a slip rings. Okay, these are the slip rings, and slip rings are connected with this windings. Okay, so and this is slip rings, and current collect through uh, slip ring by a carbon brushes. So place here a carbon brushes. This is a carbon brushes. Carbon brushes collect the current of these slip rings, and this is your external resistance. Okay, suppose this is A, this is A winding, B winding, and C winding. So connect in this manner. And this is jockey or wiper. So when we move when we move this wiper from left to right, your resistance is change here. Okay, so either move in right direction or left direction. Okay, so when move this jockey, our resistance is changed. Okay, and resistance is changed, and these resistance added or subtracted to our winding resistance. Okay, basically our torque equation is tau equal to S divided by R. Okay, suppose our torque is constant, so when we increase the rotor resistance, our slip is also increased. Okay, for making a torque constant, slip is also increase here. Okay, slip increase means NR is decrease. Okay, NR is decrease means our rotor speed is decreases. Okay, further increase the rotor resistance to make a torque constant, this slip is also increases. Okay, this slip is increases means our NR is further reduces. Okay, so this is your slip ring, speed control of slip ring motor by using external resistance. Okay, basically this method is used for below the rated speed. This method is used uh, used to rotate our rotor below the rated speed. Okay, and basically in this method, when we add external resistance, our winding resistance is increases. Okay, winding resistance increases means our copper losses increases. Copper loss increases means here copper loss copper loss increases means our efficiencies decreases. And basically when we add this resistance, heat is also increases. So this is a drawback of this method. Generally we don't prefer this method. Suppose we plot a torque slip characteristic at a different resistance. So suppose this is your torque axis and this is slip or an okay speed axis. Okay, so we make a plot for different rotor resistance in our induction motor. So okay, this one, and next plot is this one. Okay, so this torque slip characteristic make R the rotor resistance R2. This is R2 dash and this is R2 double dash. Okay, and suppose this is your constant torque line. Okay, so this is your constant torque line. Okay, so in this case this is your slip or speed axis. So here our slip is in this point, our slip is 1. Okay, and in this point our slip is 0. Okay, so okay, so this is your slip corresponding to this R2 point. So this is suppose S1 and this is slip across R2 dash, this is S2 and this is a slip corresponding to R2 double dash, so this is your S3. Okay, so in this case our R2 double dash is greater than R2 dash and R2 dash is greater than R2. Okay, so In corresponding to R2 we get S1, corresponding to R2 dash we get S2, and corresponding to R2 double dash we get S3. Okay, so in this case here slip is increases, increases, slip increases, and the slip decreases here, slip decreases. Okay, slip decreases means speed increases, speed increases, and speed decreases. Okay, so in this case at a different value of resistance, so in S3 our slip is at S3 is higher than S2, and S2 is higher than S1. Okay, so corresponding to R2 our this is your N1, this is N2, and this is N3. Okay, so in this case here our slip is relationship between slip speed is this. So S1 is less means speed is more, S2 is so S2 is less than S2 is greater than S1, so our speed is reduces. Okay, so inversely proportional relationship. Okay, move to the simulation part. So here this is a 15 number terminal, this is a 16th, and this is 17th. Okay, so these are the stator terminals. Okay, 15th, 16th, and 17th. Okay, so these are the stator terminals. Okay, and this is 24, 25, 26. 24, 25, 26 are the rotor terminals. Okay, so this is rotor terminal, and this is the stator terminal. Okay, so in this rotor terminal we connect a external resistance. Okay, and this stator terminal connect with this auto transformer. Okay, and auto transformer connect to this mains or MCVs board, and voltmeter is placed in a line to measure the line voltage, and this ammeter measures the current. Okay, and this wattmeter measures the loss. Okay, losses in our induction machine. Okay, so let's start the connection. First, this is a 1 2 3 means suppose this is a RYB. Okay, so in this case 1 connect to 21, 1 connect to 21. Okay, and 2 connect to 22, and 3 connect to 23. Okay, so this is your RYB. RYB connect in this auto transformer. Okay, and next is 4 connect to 12, 4 connect to 12, and 5 connect to 13. Okay, so we measure the auto transformer output voltage. Okay, in between, suppose this is R phase and Y phase, so in between R and Y phase. It's measures the R and Y phase voltage. Okay, and this voltage applied to the stator. Okay, and next is 6 connect to 12. 6 connect to 12. 6 connect to 12. Okay, and 7 connect to 8. 7 connect to 8, and 9 connect to 15 number terminal. 9 connect to 15 number terminal, and 10 connect to 12. 10 connect to 12 number pin, and 11 connect to 17. 11 connect to 17, and 16 connect to 13 number pin. Okay, and 17 connect to 14 number pin. Okay, and 18 connect to 24. 18 connect to 24, and 19 connect to 25, and 20 connect to 26. Okay, so click on check. Okay, so in this case, this is a voltmeter. Voltmeter measures the voltage across. Suppose this is a R phase and Y phase, and this is a B phase. So voltmeter connect across this. It's measure the voltage across 12 number and 13 number pin, means voltage across R and Y phase, output of R and Y phase. Okay, and this ammeter measures the current. This ammeter, this so current flow from this auto transformer and go to ammeter, and again go to this wattmeter current coil. This is a wattmeter current coil, and this is a current coil. So current pass through here and go to the 15 number pin. Okay, next is so this is your M, and this is your L terminal. Okay, and next is this is the 10. 10 connect to this 12th number pin. Okay, so 12 connect to 10 connect to 12 means this is your C. So this is your C point. C point connect to basically this 8 number pin. So either you connect here or here, means you short the M or C, and this is 11 is your V. V connect to 17th number pin. Okay, so this is a wattmeter connection. So basically, and these rotor terminals, the rotor terminals are connected with external resistance. So this is your connection. Okay, so click on turn on MCB. Okay, so here we turn on the MCB and click on auto transformer. Okay, so auto transformer set the voltage, rated voltage to the induction machine, and voltage is 400, and it's draw 2.6 ampere current. Okay, and power consumed is 40 watt. Okay, so next is we increase and this is your rotor. This number indicates the rotor speed in rpm. Okay, so here we increase the value of rotor. So here we increase the value of rotor resistance. When we increase the value of rotor resistance, our speed is decreases. Okay, and click on add to table. So this is your reading. Okay, when we increase the rotor resistance value, the power draw from supply is more. Okay, so it's in previous case it's 40 watt, but in this case it's 140 watt, means copper losses increases. Okay, again increase the rotor resistance, so your power is, and click on add to table. So your ammeter current is 4.8 ampere and wattmeter reading is 680 watt. So again power loss is, so more power is consumed here when we increase the rotor resistance. Okay, and speed is decreases. Again increase the value of rotor resistance, current is 5.5 ampere and power consumed by this machine is 820 watt. Click on add to table and again increase the value of rotor resistance. So click on add to table, current is 6.1 ampere and watt is consumed of 440 watt power and speed is decreases. Okay, click on add to table. This is the next reading, current is increases and this is a power wattmeter reading. So power consumed by this induction machine is 140 watt and the speed is 1334 rpm. Further increase the value of rotor resistance, power consumed by induction machine is again increases and rotor speed is reduces. Take the readings, add to table, take one more reading and click on add to table. Okay, so basically these are the readings. So in readings here clearly visible when we increase the rotor resistance. Okay, so here this is your rotor resistance. In this case in up to down we increase the value of rotor resistance. Okay, so this is your R. So in this case we increase the value of rotor resistance. Okay, so here this is, suppose this is R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6. So in this case here R1 is, so here R1 is less than R2, R2 is less than R3, R3 is less than R4 and R4 is less than R5 and R5 is less than R6 and R6 is less than R7. Okay, so our rotor resistance is increases, so the power drawn from the supply side is increases. Okay, power drawn is increases and current drawn is increases from supply side and power drawn is also increases and our speed is reduces. But conclusion is we don't prefer this method because from this reading. When we increase the rotor resistance, power drawn is more. Power drawn is more, so losses is increases and efficiency decreases. So we don't prefer this method. So this is all about speed control of induction slip ring induction motor.